All right, welcome back. President Cyril Ramaphosa is hosting a symposium on infrastructure development aimed at boosting the economy post the COVID-19 pandemic. The symposium will be held under the theme Investing in Infrastructure for Shared Prosperity Now, Next and Beyond. Many say the infrastructure symposium comes at a critical juncture given the ailing economy even before the COVID-19 pandemic hit South Africa. Let's get the very latest now. Samkele Maseko is live for us at the Union Building. Samkele, very good morning to you. Talk to us about the importance of such a symposium.
Well, Blaine, the importance of this symposium speaks to the infrastructure that needs to be built in the country for long-term sustainability when it comes to also long-term job creation. Yesterday, speaking to the presidency head of infrastructure investment, Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa, he said that they've got 3 infrastructure corridor points that they are going to be looking at, which has an after impact on industries such as agriculture, which is going to be used to create long-term sustainable jobs for South Africans. Also saying that the government has a responsibility of providing low-cost social housing for poor South Africans. That's also one of the projects that's also going to be featuring extensively in this infrastructure symposium here today, but saying that government does not have the technological and the financial fiscus to carry out all these projects alone, and that is why it's critical for the private sector to come on board, because in the long term it's also the private sector that will benefit from these infrastructure projects that government will be rolling out throughout the country. Also saying that it also provides the private sector an opportunity to invest in these infrastructural projects which will yield positive returns for those who are shareholders within these respective private companies that will be partnering with the state. Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa saying that the president will be unveiling these 3-tier infrastructure projects that will be unveiled within this symposium, saying that the private sector has already had a peep into some of these infrastructure projects. There's long-term sustainability, saying that about 74 of these projects will be receiving they will be receiving what you may call infrastructure grants today, and that they will be receiving pledges from the various infrastructure companies that are there in the country that will be partnering with the states to roll out these infrastructure projects that will be in huge bulk across the country.
But how realistic is this, Samkele, when you have an ailing economy? How realistic or how practical would it be for getting investment into the country during this time? They talk about catalytic infrastructure investment that will be key. What are analysts saying?
At this point in time, Blaine, yesterday we spoke to a political analyst, Professor Somadoda Figeni, who spoke extensively in saying that in post-war colonial countries where you've had issues of disaster, after that particular pandemic or after that disaster, a country needs to be spearheaded by government in a stimulus package that will be there in reviving the economy of that country, saying that this infrastructure symposium is supposedly laying the foundation for South Africa once this pandemic of COVID-19 is done and dusted and the world has gone through it and survived it. Then South Africa would need to have an infrastructure project that will be there, Blaine, to ease out the way and to have the country and boost up the economic landscape of the country. Blaine, we have to cut this particular crossing short now as we are being called inside to set up for the symposium.
All right, you go ahead, Samkele. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting. We'll check back with you in a short while. Samkele Maseko there, as well as Tabiso. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting.